Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by two amazing people from the Theater Guild. We have Tina Magnuson and Linda Weiner. Well, ladies, so nice to have you join us. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for having us here today.
You guys look like twins. I know you told me about your pink, so I think that's adorable. You guys got to do a skit for me or something. You just never know with the Theater Guild.
Well, that's
true. We have lots of ideas.
Yeah, you guys have some great things that are always going on, and we've even been plugging some things on our TV show that we normally do for you, but you've got some other really fun things, and I love the way you guys have been able to utilize Zoom this whole time. So Tina, tell me about the upcoming Gangster Murder in a 1920s Speakeasy.
Oh, this is going to be such a fun event that we're going to be doing. It's on Zoom, of course, and it is our 1920s murder mystery. And so it's in a speakeasy, the Caterpillar Club, and someone is murdered. And so we have 10 suspects. And so everyone is going to have a chance to say, oh, I didn't do it. And we want the audience to participate as well. We want them to question the suspects, find out who did it.
Okay, so when you do that on a Zoom, are you actually performing the murder type thing and shutting out the lights type of thing, or is it a scenario that's already been set up and then each person is interviewed? How does it work?
Essentially, the murder has already occurred. So when everybody signs into Zoom, they're going to know that bulletproof Bill Mahoney is dead.
Okay.
And so now it becomes a question of the 10 suspects, who had the most reason to want to kill him? Because we're going to see suspects with greed, with love, with hate, with vengeance. And so what we're going to try to do with them is to let them interact with each other and ask each other, because they're in this speakeasy and they've been watching each other and going there, and it's all about gangs. Remember, we're across the Lake Michigan from Canada. All the hooch is coming in. So there's big money being made in 1922 because it's prohibition.
Exactly. So I guess I'm just trying to sort of understand the way that the Zooms work when you guys do these. So obviously the people who are the suspects will be on the Zoom, and then you can have how many members sign in at the same time?
Well, we're going to be doing this as a webinar. And
so
the members will be able to go into chat and ask their questions.
Excellent.
And then we'll have a private detective who will be asking the questions that the audience will be asking.
Oh, perfect. That is great. Well, congratulations to you. It's very creative. And, you know, it's amazing what we've come away from our pandemic with, you know, we always say silver linings, because if we didn't have Zoom and we didn't have all these other technologies, we wouldn't be able to do any of this.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because so many people are kind of zoomed out.
Right.
But what we've tried to do in our program meetings is just banter and come up with ideas, what would work. A murder mystery, essentially, it wasn't necessarily made for Zoom, but we fashioned it that way. And what we're trying to do is give people not just a murder, but a story. You know, it's 1922, prohibition. Women have only had the vote for 3 years. They've cut their hair, they got short skirts, they're smoking, they're drinking, they're having a good time. So from a historical perspective, not only are we doing a murder, but we're telling a story.
Right. Right. Well, you know, it's funny. We've often mentioned, okay, so we've had a pandemic, and, you know, everybody's modeled after the 1918, you know, flu pandemic. And so now you wonder, will we be acting just like those in the 1920s and 22s as we come out of all this? Will we be just going crazy?
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
You know, that might be something you guys could do, where you could just sort of reimagine what the 1920s would be like based on our pandemic.
And it kind of reminds you of the 1960s. You know, women became more liberated, felt more liberated. We're taking risks, we're doing new things. And so I kind of look at the 20s as that version of the 60s.
Right.
You know,
Right.
with the addition, of course, of crime and prohibition, which kind of stirred the pot a lot.
Right, right. Well, I think that sounds very fun. A speakeasy setting is always welcomed. I've been to one. It was amazing. It was in Toronto, and I have to say it was really cool. And I'd never been in one before. How about you, ladies? Have you been in a real speakeasy?
I never have.
No,
No, how
I
about
went
you,
to,
Linda?
actually, it's really funny. I was in China, and believe it or not, our guy took us to this place, and it was very dark, and there was a bookcase, and he opened up the bookcase, and it was a speakeasy.
Isn't that the coolest thing?
Yeah, and
You got to try that, Linda, because it really is a cool experience. The minute they open that door, it is a whole nother
yes,
world.
Oh,
exactly,
wow.
exactly.
It's great. It's great. So now you ladies also have something else that's going on, and you have classes.
Yes, it was, again, in our attempt to be as creative and interact and give our Theater Guild members as many experiences as we could. We have some really amazingly talented people. 3 instructors came up with 3 different classes, and we literally filled it in 2 weeks. 2
Wow.
emails, and they were filled. So they're on, we have some for beginning actors. We have things that are just going to be interesting, and again, interactive on Zoom. And their ability to learn, for those who are new to Theater Guild and maybe they haven't acted before, it's a really good step forward. So I already have a waiting list for the next set of classes, which is
already. And that one is starting, well, it's starting the 9th.
right.
Right.
One on the 9th, one
and
on the 16th, and one on the 20th.
Okay. So the 9th is booked. So now you've got the 16th and the 20th that people can still sign up for.
Nope, also booked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, totally. The response has been absolutely amazing. But it tells you again how people are so hungry for
Yeah.
new things and new challenges. But
Exactly.
we'll do other classes in the future.
Oh, well, good. That's great because, like you said, it's a great way for people to get their frustrations out and still do what they love to do. And let's just take one more look at your interactive murder mystery. So that's going to be on April 15th at 7 p.m. And how do they get in touch with you guys?
For the Zoom link, they can go to theaterguildlw@outlook.com, and they can get the link that way.
Okay, perfect. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. It was lovely.
Lisa, if I could tell you what's going on in the month of May, is that possible?
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
Okay, great. Well, we have a really fun event happening on May 20th, and it's going to be Grandparents' Day. And what we are asking is that everyone has their cutest grandchildren, of course, and to send us videos of their grandchildren doing some fun singing, dancing, acting silly, whatever. They, as grandparents, you know how we think our grandchildren are the prettiest, cutest, and the most talented.
Right.
And so this is kind of like the bragging book for grandmothers or grandparents. And also, as grandparents, we do and say the silliest things too with our grandchildren. So
Yeah.
we would love to have people submit their videos. And we're going to have those presented at our meeting on May 20th. And the deadline is May the 1st. And so if they can send those out to splipner@gmail.com.
All right. Perfect.
And no more than 2 minutes.
All right. Excellent. We've been actually promoting that on this day. So you should be getting lots of entries. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
We
Have a great
appreciate
day.
it.
All right. You too. Happy murder mystery.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we'll be right back after this.